Welcome back to Community Talk on Super Talk 1270. And a special thank you to Town Square Media for donating this time to us. Every other week you can catch us here live from 11 to 12. We have the wonderful Mary Severson from RSVP Plus joining us today. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
So for someone who has been living under a rock and hasn't heard of RSVP Plus, please let us know.
And there are a couple of people that are still surprised by the RSVP Plus program, but in short, we are a volunteer matching agencies. The cool thing about RSVP in North Dakota is that we can take volunteers of all ages. That's what the little plus symbol behind the RSVP stands for. So we have volunteers as ages 2 or 3 that are going with grandma and grandpa and parents, and so it's just a great intergenerational match that we can make. So we can match up with needs in the community through nonprofit agencies, government agencies, or places that serve the frail elderlies, our hospitals, our care centers. So we have many, many host stations, and we have many more volunteers. And when there's a need, a community need, we match those volunteer skills and try to meet that need.
Well, it's really neat. I was at a foundation dinner for the Bismarck Public Schools Foundation last night, and one of the lovely women at the table told me how she is an RSVP Plus volunteer and that she works at Seeds of Hope and also at the local hospital.
Yep. We have many, many, many dedicated volunteers, and that's what makes my job and life easier is that we can call these people up. And we talk to a lot of answering machines because these folks are busy. We do email.
Aren't they?
They're not sitting by the phone waiting for us, but they're very, very busy. And so the old saying, ask a busy person to do something. So we're very fortunate and very blessed when these volunteers say, I think I can try that. So
what's neat is they don't require a paycheck. They just want to give because, it's within their heart that they want to do more and give back. And what you do for us is help to keep our administrative costs so low.
Absolutely. That's what we do. But if I may, one of the programs that I would like to highlight is the Foster Grandparent program. There is a small stipend attached to that particular program, and it is part of the umbrella that I work under, which is Senior Companion, RSVP, and Foster Grandparent. And it happens to be Senior Core Week this week, so what a perfect time for you to invite me. Thank you very much. So I can highlight all 3. But the foster...
Well, what's nice is that sometimes there are expenses that people might not anticipate in volunteering. And so getting a small stipend to be able to cover those expenses, that's outstanding so that they aren't restricted to being home alone in their home all day long, all week long.
Right, because statistics show that volunteering, giving back to others, it's healthy for you. We hear it all the time. I'm getting more out of it than the agency that I'm helping. So absolutely, we'd like to make those matches. But the Foster Grandparent program has a few requirements. You do have to be 55 for this program. You do have to be able to serve at least 15 hours a week, either in a school or a Head Start or a participating nonprofit daycare center. So there are some guidelines. And then you do need to meet income guidelines. So if you meet all 3 of those, we match you up with a group of students, and you're helping them with reading, and you're helping them with some math skills. And then in nonprofit daycares, of course, you're getting them ready for kindergarten. So it's a little bit more involved, but geez, the benefits you get from it.
What's nice about that is it just aligns so closely with the work that we're doing in the field of education for United Way. We found that our high poverty schools, only 40% of those kids, only 60% of those kids are reading at proficiency level. And so 40%, you take that classroom, you split them up in half, put a little bit more off to the side, and then you say, hey, these kids are not reading at the level we need them to be reading at. And your foster grandparents are a way that, teachers don't have one-on-one individual time for every child throughout their day. And so they help the teachers, they help the kids, and we're really raising the bar.
Absolutely. And as little as 15 minutes a day with that child, just doing that repetitious work, doing those flashcards, doing those phonics sounds, that is a world of difference.
Scott and I just interviewed one of the ladies that does the foster grandparent program, and just the smile on the face that she had, you could just see how important this was to her and how much fun she has. She said she was a librarian. She never was necessarily in the school setting, but when we got done, she said she has, so many grandchildren, a couple kids, and 450 people that call her grandma. And when she said that, you could just tell how much she loves being able to go into the classroom every day and really make a difference, like you said, with reading and math. It was really fun to see.
And that's my frustration, is this is such a heartwarming program. It is beneficial to all, but yet I'm struggling. I'm struggling a lot to fulfill my slots that I have for Foster Grandparent program, and I can't understand it because it's such a great program. Just to sort of top onto that, we had our training yesterday. We do every month we have a foster grandparent training, and it's the end of the year, so there's a lot of things. And the Hughes Choir came to Centennial School, and of course they're giving shout outs to some of the past teachers. They gave a shout out to the foster grandparent.
Oh, fun.
Because she's been there that long, and she just said, oh, that just warmed my heart. And so that is an impact that is carried through, that these kids remember after they go on to junior high.
Well, and we
middle
were
school.
just talking with Darius, and he was saying how during his childhood, he didn't have those positive role models. His mother was addicted to drugs. He was moving from home to home, school district to school district, and people may not realize that if you're not proficient in reading by the 4th grade, you are 4 times more likely to drop out of school.
Absolutely. I heard a saying that you learn to read through 3rd grade, and from 4th grade on, you read to learn. So you're on your own. So if at 4th grade, you're behind already.
Yeah.
So those reading skills are just so important. And then as well as we're also helping with some of those math skills also.
Well, and beyond the educational component, we know that they're providing a positive, loving, caring, and safe role model for many of these kids who might otherwise not have one.
They are, and one of the funnest times that many of them tell me about, the lunchtime, because they eat hot lunch. That's another benefit, is the schools provide a hot lunch to us. It's an in-kind to us, so they also get a free meal, and they are able to eat that with the children in the lunchroom. So how fun is that? That's where they really learn and get to just talk on a one-on-one basis with those.
So, Mary, how many open slots do you have right now?
Oh, I would like another 20. This summer, I'm hoping to, because there is a process to applying, so this summer I'm hoping to have at least 6 new ones ready for fall.
Well, we want 20 new ones ready for fall.
And
We
I
can
will
do
do
this.
it.
We can do it together. If anyone out there wants additional information, Mary, where should they call?
Give us a call at the RSVP Plus office, which is 258-5436. Leave a message if you don't get us, and we will absolutely call you back, talk with you more about the program, and get the process rolling.
Next, join us in just a couple minutes to hear more about another United Way partner, Rebuilding Together. We'll be back on United Way's Community Talk, Super Talk 1270.